All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the Office of Alumni Relations for this Coyote Grad Prep webinar. This webinar is being recorded so that we can share it with you all tomorrow via the senior newsletter, and also keep an eye out for the recording in your student email. My name is Tatiana Flowers. I'm the Marketing and Membership Specialist for the Alumni Relations Office. On behalf of our department, we would like to congratulate you on making it this far to your goal, and we are excited to welcome you to the alumni community in less than 3 months. The purpose of the Grad Prep webinar is for graduating class to get answers to what's to come. In the past, we've started receiving a lot of questions from students confused on different things leading up to commencement. So this webinar was created in partnership with the Office of the Registrar and the Commencement Office to do our best to make the process much smoother. This webinar is being recorded and will be sent out to you via the senior newsletter by email. Please be sure to keep an eye out for it tomorrow. The video will also be displayed on the Grad Days website. We will answer any questions at the end of the presentation. Please use the Q&A option below, and we will get to as many of them as we can. We'll also provide the contact information to each office that presents today. Please make sure to follow the Office of the Registrar and the Commencement Office as well, as they will be posting meaningful information leading up to commencement. This is also your reminder to RSVP for Grad Days. Grad Days is your one-stop shop for all commencement needs. This is a 2-day event that will take place at the San Bernardino campus on October 7th and 8th. Join us during Grad Days to take your graduation headshot and skip the long process of scheduling an appointment with the photographer from Grad Images, learn about how to apply for a CSUSB program, purchase your cap and gown for graduation, and discover resources available to you once you become an alumnus. Basically, this kicks off the celebration of your upcoming big day on crossing the main stage. Once again, Grad Days will take place October 7th and 8th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the Alumni Center building and the Obershaw Dining Room. The link to register is alumni.csusb.edu/graddays. You may also purchase a alumni grad pack at the Grad Days, which also qualifies you to get a discount with the bookstore and save money on a diploma frame at Grad Days. This grad pack includes a reusable CSUSB alumni tote bag, a set of spirit cords that not only gets you recognized at commencement, but it becomes your first gift to the university with the purchase, and a CSUSB license plate frame. This is the best quality license plate frame you will find, great quality, heavy duty metal to be placed on your vehicle for a lifetime. The purchase of a grad pack also qualifies you to get a discount with the bookstore and save money on a diploma frame at Grad Days. This year, celebrate the faculty and staff who have supported you throughout your journey at CSUSB. For just $5, you can send a pogram, which is a personal message of thanks to those who have made a difference in your college experience. The money raised goes towards the senior class gift, which helps fund scholarships, campus initiatives, and student resources that benefit the future of CSUSB students. By participating, you'll be giving back to ensure the opportunities you've had continue to help students after you. Additional notes during this presentation. Once again, you can use the Q&A option below to ask any of your questions. We will be answering questions at the end of the presentation. Also remember that this webinar is being recorded and will be sent to your email tomorrow and in the senior newsletter to your student email. Give me 1 second. You can now claim your 1 free year membership to the Alumni Association, a welcome gift from the Office of the Alumni Relations for soon becoming an official CSUSB alumnus. Get discounts from alumni-owned businesses, exclusive on-campus perks, and at every event, we usually have a gift for our Alumni Association members. Join the Alumni Association today and start showing that Coyote for Life pride. Coyote Network is our free virtual platform where students are already connecting with alumni for resume help, mock interviews, and career advice. Even after you graduate and aren't on campus every day, you still have this online community to support you. We've got alumni from all kinds of fields: teachers, accountants, health professionals, and more. Plus, there are virtual groups you can join. Whether you're looking to connect by industry or through shared experiences, it only takes a couple of minutes to get started. Just go to mentoring.csusb.edu or follow the link we will provide to you in the chat and join thousands of alumni today. The Office of Alumni Relations is proud to say we throw some incredible events and engagement opportunities throughout the year. Please make sure you stay up to date with all upcoming alumni events by following us on social media on Instagram at CSUSB Alumni. Next month, we will be having our homecoming celebration, which is a week of events leading up to the Big Bash and volleyball game that Saturday, October 18th. You can visit our events page by clicking the link in the chat or by visiting alumni.csusb.edu/events. Here are all the different ways you can connect with the alumni office. I'll leave this up for a second if you'd like to take a screenshot. Now let's get into our first presentation from the Office of the Registrar.
Okay. Hello, can everyone hear me? Okay. All right. So my name is Sergio Mendez. I am a transfer and graduation counselor here at the Office of the Registrar. I'll be going over with you the graduation check and any information regarding graduation or any like type of honors or something like that, okay? So okay. So just for clarification, the graduation check just indicates the term that you plan to complete your degree requirements on. You need to have it on file in order for your degree to be conferred. So typically right now, we're going to see the fall 2025 graduation check for the fall 2025 commencement. Okay. The way it works now is the university initiates the grad checks for you on behalf of the students. If you're a graduate student, you must have a advancement in candidacy on file in order to file it. And that can always be filed uh, at the Office of the Registrar, but your program coordinator would need to file it for you. The grad check fee is $75. We don't assess late fees anymore. There are cutoff dates, however, regarding the commencement ceremony. So you can apply for graduation at any time, but commencement is a little bit different just by the fact that there's a limited amount of tickets overall. For any fees that will be assessed, there's nothing really assessed unless there's a change to the student's plan. So if there's a change of major, adding a minor, anything like that, then that would constitute for a refiling fee. For undergraduate students, your advisor is the best place to start out for applying for your grad check. We can help you out with if there's any issues with it, but it should be starting with the advisor, and the advisor can also initiate it for you if it hasn't already been initiated for you. And then grad checks are processed in the order they receive. So if you haven't received anything or anything like that, wouldn't worry about it too much. We're just going in the order that they're filed for. So whenever you have the graduation check approved for you, you'll be sent an email or some type of notification to your account, okay? And it'll all be to your student center. So university honors, in order to be considered for university honors, you'll have to have completed a minimum of 30 semester units and based off of the letter grade. So any university honors are awarded only to the undergraduate students. And for university honors, the commencement is awarded based on the prior term. So in this instance, it would be for, for spring or for summer. That's what we would base the GPA off of. So the student's final academic standing is determined after all degree coursework. So you can still receive university honors, but it won't be, you wouldn't receive boards. You would receive it at the end once you get your diploma, and it'll show on your transcript as well. It'll indicate degree awarded um, along with a magna cum laude, summa cum laude, or cum laude. We don't round up any GPAs, so the GPAs are already calculated by the system, and any grades won't be adjusted on any instance. So if you receive anything, like changes of grades can be done, but we would never do 3.499 to a 3.5. You just wouldn't see that. And then below here, we have all the indications for the different types of university honors. So cum laude would be 3.5 or above, and magna cum laude would be 3.75 or above. Summa cum laude would be 3.9 or above. Um, and both GPAs, both university and cumulative, need to be uh, overall of that respective number. So if it's a 3.5 and you have a 3.3 in one, you wouldn't receive university honors. It has to be both. Okay. And the Office of Registrar will send all eligible undergraduate students an email roughly 6 to 8 weeks prior to the commencement, indicating the honors designation earned. So you'll be receiving an email at some point. The commencement office does distribute the honor cords at no cost to the student, and any additional questions for how you obtain it should be directed to the commencement office. Departmental honors are not included in university honors, and departments notify our office for any eligible students after all grades are posted so that it can show up on the students' transcripts. Okay. Diplomas. So for awarding diplomas, it's a long process. So once we get all the grades finalized from all the instructors and everything is okay and approved by them, then we start with the awarding of the degrees, which can take 2 weeks after finals, if at the latest. Sometimes it's earlier, but once we complete our progress or process for that, we start awarding degrees, and whatever's caught up in the systematic graduation, that's what you'll be sent out 4 weeks after graduation. So you should be receiving it 4 to 6 weeks at the latest. Sometimes it's sooner, sometimes it's even been 2 weeks. Um, and that's for any students that have filed for a grad check for the current term, and that will be shown. So if you graduated in summer, it'll say summer. If you graduated fall, it'll say fall. We don't change it. Sometimes students request it to be changed for whatever reason, but we can't do that. If we award based off of the work completed. So if the work was completed in summer, we have to award in summer. And then additionally, students should review this information after receiving notification that their grad check has been completed. And then for any address changes, you can always adjust this on your student center through My Coyote. And then for any name changes, I would contact our graduation unit through email or by phone, which is listed here, 909-537-5219 or graduationinfo@csusb.edu. Once grades become official after the 2 weeks after the last day of finals, then that's when, like I mentioned earlier, our conferral of degrees process begins, and then we award the degrees. Once you receive your email, at that point, the vendor starts distributing them. And then you can also request an e-diploma. You should also have access to it, and that can also be found on the website below. Um, and then if you need a replacement or anything like that, or an extra copy, that can also be done for you. Mhm. And for any contact information, this is where our office is located at. Um, it's University Hall, room 171. But if you need the graduation unit specifically, it's this contact information right here. And then for any other information, there's the commencement office as well, okay? And congratulations to everyone and best of luck to everyone, okay? Thank you.
Thank you to the Office of the Registrar for assisting our Coyote Pack in creating a smooth transition from graduating students to alumni. Again, you can use the Q&A option below and ask your questions. We will answer them once the presentation is over. Also remember that this webinar is being recorded and will be sent to your student email tomorrow in the newsletter, and you can also find it on the Grad Days website. Grad Days is also taking place October 7th and 8th. You can register for the event using the link that was put in the chat. Now let's get into the next presentation from the Commencement Office.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. So we are the commencement office, but technically our title name is Special Event Scheduling and Protocol. We just handle commencement. So with that being said, we have Friday, December 12th and Saturday, December 13th. The fall commencement will be held inside of the CSULS Arena. So here's the timeline. This is also available on our website, so just in case you happen to miss it. But for Friday, we have Social and Behavioral Sciences at 6 p.m. The entire college is going to be held in one ceremony. And then on Saturday, we have 3 different ceremonies. The first ceremony is going to be Jack Brown. Then the second ceremony is College of Natural Sciences. And then the third ceremony is a combination of arts and letters along with the College of Education. Now, these are the start times of the ceremonies, but the doors open 1 hour prior to. So that means your guests, the family that you're inviting to it, are going to want to start lining up an hour before the ceremony. And at the same time they come, you can also come to and meet us at the PE building. So commencement and registration is going to be opening up on September 29th, 12 p.m. So not next week, but the Monday after that, 12 p.m. And you're going to be able to access that through your My Coyote. And it closes on Wednesday, November 12th at 5 p.m. Again, it closes on November 12th at 5 p.m. So I urge you to please register as soon as you can. The sooner you do it, the better, because as time progresses and you're getting ready to graduate, you have all kinds of things that are piling up on you. The sooner you do it, the better, because there are so many students who forgot to register, and if you register sooner, it just helps us calculate those tickets better. But you're going to go onto your My Coyote, select the graduation one stop. It kind of looks like that picture right there, and be sure to complete all the steps. So when you click on graduation one stop, there's a list of steps that you're going to be given, and the very first step is to fill out the registration form. The next step is to click on the Tassel graduate form, and that helps us figure out how you want your name pronounced, et cetera, et cetera. And then you're going to download your grad pass for the date of the ceremony. The deadline to register for commencement is also the same date in regards to your diploma name, et cetera, et cetera. So we can go to the next slide. This is what your graduation one stop looks like, and these are all the steps that you're going to want to refer to. We've kind of made it pretty easy for you, so just make sure you click on each step, step 1 through 5. And right there to the right is where you can see if you're going to get university honors. And we'll get into that into a second when it comes to your honor cords. But thank you, Sergio, for noting all of those different components when it comes to consideration for your honor cord. We can go to the next slide. So some things that you want to know. Are there different ceremonies for the undergrad and graduates? No, they're all going to be included in the same ceremony. We just separate them by your colleges. How do you know if you're eligible to participate in commencement? Eligible graduates must have a valid graduation check on file through the Office of Registrar, and from there, that's when my office kicks in. How do we know to make sure your name is pronounced correctly? That's where I mentioned Tassel, and that's part of your steps for when you register for commencement. So again, please make sure you click on every single step. But on the Tassel website, you will be given an option to type in your name phonetically, or there's even an option to where you can have them call you and you can record yourself saying your name. Can my family watch this online? Yes. All of our ceremonies are streamed. So even if you want to see a friend who's graduating in another college, you can stream in and view their ceremony live. And then you can also look at it later on YouTube. Where can I claim my tickets? Your tickets are going to be claimed through Tassel. And for further detail, further information is going to be given, but I get a lot of questions on how many tickets am I going to be receiving. We calculate that once registration closes. So we are limited on how many seats are available in the arena. And basically what we do is we check to see how many students have registered. We see how many seats we have and we divvy that up evenly. So that's why we also urge for you to just register as soon as you can. The sooner the better, because that allows us to kind of predict as to how many tickets are going to be given. And what is a grad pass? So again, it's on one of those steps when it comes to when you register for commencement, but it's basically what it sounds like. It's your pass. It's not your guest pass. It's not your guest tickets. It's your pass for you to cross the stage. So essentially it's your pass when you check in and when you go across the stage at check-in, you're going to want to have your grad pass ready. So that lets us know, okay, you can start lining up with your major. And then right before you go on the stage, you're going to have it ready. You can have it. I've even seen it. People do it on their watch, but you're going to have it on your phone and we're going to scan it and then it's going to help make your name live on the screen in addition to saying your name correctly. And who requires a ticket to enter the arena? Anyone enter the arena that is 2 years or older. So once we distribute those tickets and we let you know how many tickets are going to be given, you're going to want to make sure that your family members have those tickets and it's just for 2 years and older. And I know Sergio did mention the honor cords, but we do want to reiterate it. Graduates who are eligible for university honors, that is determined by the Office of Registrar, but we as the commencement office, special events scheduling and protocol, we distribute those tickets, or sorry, those cords to you. And this is the same thing that Sergio said, where it is the summa cum laude, the magna cum laude, and the cum laude. That's calculated based on your semester prior to, and we start distributing those on grad days. So on October 7th and the 8th, that's when we'll be giving them out. And then if you're not able to attend grad days, we will be distributing them in our office that's in the same building of grad days after that. And we distribute those up until the day of commencement or the day prior to commencement. So you're able to visit our office. We're open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And again, just to reiterate what Sergio said, individual departments may award departmental honors, and you can pick those up at those respective departments, but we only distribute the university honors. So additional information, you can start purchasing your regalia at grad days, and then after that, you can start purchasing it through Jostens. And we were given the deadline to purchase your regalia as October 22nd. And if you'd like to purchase your regalia after grad days, the bookstore is available. You can pick those up in person, or you can also purchase those online through Jostens. Be sure to check your campus email, please. I will start sending correspondence at the end of this week, more than likely Friday at 5 p.m. this week. And just reminding you to please register on September 29th at 12 p.m. And again, it's going to be open until November 12th at 5 p.m. If you have any questions in between then in regards to the ceremonies, you can always email us at commencement@csusb.edu, or you can give us a call. Or again, we have an office, so you're more than welcome to stop by. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's going to be held in the same building that Grad Days is, which is the Alumni Center. It's just instead of turning left for Grad Days, you're going to turn right for our office. This is our contact information. And again, you're more than welcome to call, visit us. And then these are some additional resources just in case you have eligibility questions, graduate eligibility questions, diploma questions, the Coyote bookstore, or even Jostens customer service.
Thank you so much to our Special Events Scheduling and Protocol Office for supporting our upcoming graduates. Before we get into the Q&A portion, last few reminders, Grad Days is taking place on October 7th and 8th. It will take place in the Alumni Center building in the Obershaw Dining Room from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Grad packs will also be on sale. You can purchase a grad pack at Grad Days, which also qualifies you to get a discount with the bookstore and save money on a diploma frame at Grad Days. Also, don't forget to claim your free one-year membership to the Alumni Association, a welcome gift from the Office of Alumni Relations for soon becoming an official CSUSB alumnus. Get discounts from alumni-owned businesses, exclusive on-campus perks, and at every event, there is more than likely a welcome gift for our Alumni Association members. Join the Alumni Association today. Make sure to follow the Office of Alumni Relations on Instagram to get information on upcoming events, special announcements, and all your Coyote for Life content and alumni remembers. Now on to the Q&A portion.
All right, I'm going to be having some of the Q&A questions. We've been getting some questions about the affinity grads. Typically, those are hosted, the individual ones are hosted in the spring semester, but we do have an affinity grad ceremony hosted by the Student Union Affinity Centers. I looked on their website, looks like it's going to be in December, so they should be sending out additional information. And as soon as we get the dates and the registration link, we'll add it to the senior newsletter as well, so keep an eye out for that. So there's no registration link as of right now. We have also invited them to be part of Grad Days, so hopefully they can attend and be part of that event as well. There were some questions about regalia grants. We are collecting those applications right now, so that will close on Sunday, and then we should have our group reviewing those. Our committee will be reviewing those, and should have a decision before Grad Days. You'll know before Grad Days if you did get the regalia grant and can pick up your cap and gown there if you are one of the ones selected for that. They're trying to shuffle through all the questions, but there was a couple questions about the registration link for commencement, and I think Avenida mentioned that that'll be sent out to their email, so keep an eye out for that.
Actually, I will be giving out more direction on reminding you guys to register for commencement, but the commencement registration link will not be made available on your My Coyote until September 29th at noon. So you're going to go onto your My Coyote to register and proceed from there.
And the commencement fee, Avenida, that's the $75 I pay, right?
We, whatever fees that are associated with the Office of Registrar is collected with them, there isn't a separate commencement fee.
And that doesn't cover your cap and gown. I know somebody asked that right now. Your cap and gown is separate. So the bookstore will have items for sale. So you can buy your cap, your gown, if you would like to buy sashes and things like that. So the only thing required for commencement is your cap, your gown, and your tassel. And it has to be black. So.
And we get this question a lot when it comes to regalia. As long as it's black, we're okay with it. So for example, we had a student where in their high school graduation, it was a black cap and gown. They were able to reuse it. So as long as it's black, we have no issues with it.
Somebody asked if they're a triple major, can they walk 3 times?
That is actually, that can have like different answers. So for your triple major, I guess I'll just go through the different scenarios. So if you're a triple major and it's all within the College of Business, you're going to be walking once. But let's say you're a triple major and you are going to be with the College of Business for one major, you can walk at that ceremony. If you have another major where it's with the College of Arts and Letters, you can walk with that ceremony. And let's say your third major is going to be with Natural Sciences, you can walk in that ceremony. You just have to let me know. We can figure that out either through commencement at csusb.edu, or you can give me a call. But ideally, I would like something in writing just to ensure that I'm making sure that I'm sending the correct amount of information to the correct person.
Yeah. We are getting very specific questions on your grad check. You may need to contact the registrars directly if you're having issues getting into like the portal. And also if you want to check if your grad check has been filed already. Is that correct, Sergio? They just contact your office for those?
Yeah, so if you're having like, issues with, like it's not showing up for you, or for some reason like it doesn't even allow you, then yeah, we can clarify that and then at least, point you in the right direction. Or it might just be a glitch that we can fix, or we'll manually do it if that's the case.
Somebody asked a question about if the tuition still needs to be paid. Is there a date where they need to pay it before? Is that going to limit them for graduation, or is it just limiting them for getting their diploma? Sergio?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah, they said they have tuition to pay Is there a date when they have to pay it by to be able to participate in, or at least get their diploma and stuff?
Yeah, I believe that's gonna be a diploma hold, if anything. It would just, we would just hold it until that debt is paid off, I believe. If not, it gets sent to collections or, and that can get kind of messy.
Uh, There's a question about grad days photos. It is free to take the photos, but they'll send them to you and then they sell them to you afterwards. So you can take the pictures for free and then they'll send you the proofs, and then kind of like Disneyland, you can decide if you want to buy them or not.
I do see a question about do they need a different regalia for a bachelor's versus a master's? So there is, let me just clarify, it's all Black regalia, but if you did purchase, or if you're going to purchase your regalia with the bookstore or even with Jostens, there is a differentiation, a slight one, between bachelor's and master's, but they'll both be Black. And with a master's student, they do have a hood that they do need to purchase that's associated with their major or with their college. But if it's Black, whether it's for bachelor's or master's, that's completely fine.
Somebody asked if there's a link for the grad check. Is that directly on their My Coyote, Sandra?
Sorry, I'm trying to find the question at the bottom.
I think I answered it live. It was just if there's a link for the grad checks.
Oh, for the grad checks? No, since it's automatically done for undergraduate students, then
Okay.
it's already initiated for the university, but if they're trying to do it themselves, it's just through a student center.
And then the $75 they pay covers their like diploma to get sent to them and everything.
Yeah, it includes everything like the commencement fee, the diploma, it's all included into that.
Some of the questions about there is some sashes that the bookstore does sell, like a first generation sashes, but they are limited, so it just depends on what they have available at the time. And then if you have ADA questions for the arena, there is ADA seating. They just need to reach out to your team, Avenida.
There is ADA is through student services with disabilities. But with that being said, if you go to our commencement website, which I highly encourage you all to, you can fill out their link directly on our website and it goes directly to them. And what they would do is once you fill it out, they would reach out to the student to confirm what accommodations need to be made, and that can happen. Now, if you're talking about a guest who needs accommodations, we do have ADA seating, and we just ask that if you need any type of other accommodations from that, you can reach out to us. But for the most part, we try to make sure that all of our students are accommodated, and the guests, we just have ADA seating. I do see a question about if graduate students get a honor cord. Graduate students, master's students do not get an honor cord. According to university policy, they just recognize undergraduate students. As a grad student, you have to maintain a certain GPA anyway, and so that's why it's just for undergraduate students.
Yeah, and you'll be getting an email if you do qualify for honors. So that question came up on here. The cost for grad cap and gown, we don't have the cost yet, but the bookstore should be releasing those shortly. They have different packages and different options, so it just depends on what you want to buy. Like we mentioned, you just need the cap, the gown, and the tassel for graduation. Yeah, graduation in the fall is at the CSUSB Arena, not at Coyote Arena. So. There's a question about if they're finishing in the summer, Avenida.
If you are,
yeah, good.
Oh, I don't see that particular question, but I would imagine I have an idea as to what the question is leaning towards. So if you finish in summer of 2026, You are eligible to participate in spring of 2026, or you could look at fall 2026. But unless you're talking about summer, like you just finished in the summer of 2025, you are eligible to participate in fall 2025. And if you're ever uncertain about your eligibility too, you can always reach out to us. We can check your eligibility, but just know that if it shows ineligible for us, we're going to steer you back over to the Office of Registrar. I do see a
Somebody,
question as to where we pick up the honor cords on grad days. Special events, scheduling a protocol, we'll have a table at the grad days office, grad days event, and we'll be there and we'll be giving out the cords. We're just going to ask for you to provide some form of identification and we'll have you sign them away.
yeah, we have a couple questions on the regalia grant. A regalia grant, you can sign up for that. It's on your senior newsletter email. There's a link, or also on the Grad Days website. There's a link to apply for that. And we typically give out about 10 per semester.
I do see
Parking question, Avenida?
guest
Yes,
parking
parking.
fees. Oh, parking's going to be free.
Okay, perfect.
I do see I have two, I got a question. I have two last names, but only ended up using one while at CSUSB somehow. Will there be any issue or should I do anything extra to change my last name? So that's actually a complex answer. So if you're trying to change your name to where it also reflects on your diploma, you're going to want to do that as soon as possible. That's going to be done, I believe, with the Office of Registrar. And just so you know, if you change that to where it reflects on your diploma, it'll automatically be changed on our end. You just want to make sure that that change has taken into effect prior to you registering for commencement. Unless you're talking about something different to where you don't want your diploma to have your second last name. And you just want to make sure that when we say your name at commencement, it has two names, that can be adjusted through that tassel component on your My Coyote. And then I would ask for you to reach out to me personally just because I want to make sure that your name is said out loud correctly. How do I know which date to register for commencement? I will be sending out an email at the end of this week just to remind everyone. But if you want to save it to your guys' phone's calendar, September 29th at 12 p.m. is when it opens and it closes on November 12th at 5 p.m.
Um, there's a couple questions about fees on here. Asking if they would need to pay for the $75 again if they have a minor.
If
Do they have to pay?
if the minor has already been added, no, but if you um have your program currently sitting without a minor and you want to add it, then yeah, it is an extra fee. It's not $75, I believe it's 20 or 25.
Uh,
And
and
I
then
see,
they have to pay the graduation fee, sorry, for the grad check fee before they register for commencement. Does
Do
that
they
limit
have,
them?
or sorry, was that for me?
Yeah, well, it says, does the grad check balance have to be paid before registering for commencement?
Um, as long as that fee is actually paid before the end of the semester, I think that that's what it is. Like everything needs to, like the balance needs to show 0.
Okay. And then does tuition have to be paid in order to walk at graduation?
I don't think so, but everything should be paid off at that point. Not too sure how that one will work.
so I have a question then, Sergio. So on their grad check, whether they have fees or not due, it'll still reflect on our end that they're eligible, right?
Yeah, so what that would do, it'll still show the fees assessed to that one, but I think what it would do is it would put a hold on out there regarding like the diploma. So they'll still be able to participate. Like that part wouldn't be affected by it as far as the ceremony goes. But it would probably put something out there regarding, diplomas or transcripts.
And I did see it asked again, and I don't mind reiterating it. For the tickets, we will not know how many tickets we can distribute yet until registration closes. We try to give as many tickets as we can. So what we do is we see how many students registered versus how many are eligible. So we see how many students registered, and then we divvy that up as even as possible, but as many as possible to the students so that you guys get as many tickets as humanly possible and you guys can invite as many people as you want. With that being said, though, let's say you're given X amount of tickets and you have a colleague, a student, a fellow student in your class who has more tickets that they can do it, they can share those tickets with you. That's completely fine as long as it's for the same ceremony at the same time.
And there was a question about honors cords. There's no charge for honors cords. So those will be given to you either pick them up at grad days or at the commencement office following grad days.
Yes, they are free 99.
Plus tax. Somebody's asking about finishing in fall, but can they walk in the spring?
May I ask that student to please reach out to commencement at csusb.edu? What we can do is we can see what we can do for you. We just want to check your eligibility and so on. So please reach out to me at commencement at csusb.edu.
When's the last day to register for
The,
commencement?
the last day to register is November 12th at 5 p.m. And it will open on Grad One Stop on your My Coyote on September 29th at noon.
Cords are based on overall GPA or just CSUSB GPA?
I can answer for Sergio. It's your entire academic career. So if you did transfer in from a community college, it is also calculated from that.
The question about grad days, it is on October 7th and 8th in the Alumni Center from 10 to 6. Trying to get to some of the general questions. If you have hyper-specific questions, it's best if you reach out to the registrar's office or the commencement office, depending on what your question is. Especially if it's like very directly to your specific situation. Someone else said they have to return their honor cords if they GPA falls after graduation. I don't think you're gonna hunt them down for their honor cords.
And honestly, how it works on our end is when we distribute them, again, we don't determine if you're eligible for them, but when we distribute them, they're yours as soon as they're in your hand. On average, how long are the ceremonies? I would say it could be anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yes, you can bring your parents to grad days. We encourage it. Bring your whole family. It is like a grad fair, so there'll be resource tables. There'll be the different departments for grad schools. Justin's will be there selling flash rings, announcements, and all that fun stuff. So definitely a fun event. You can bring whoever you want. We don't really limit who you can bring to grad days.
And I see this question. For commencement, they aren't sure which college they're going to be registering for. When you go onto your My Coyote and registration does open, you'll automatically be designated for your respective college ceremony. So you don't even have to like try to figure out, oh, which college am I a part of? Based on your major, you're already designated for a specific one. So depending on your major, you could very well more than likely be with the College of Education. I see that $75 fee question. I believe that's a part of your graduation check, and a portion of that is your commencement fee, but it's multiple fees in one.
Yeah. Somebody's asking if they they're not local and they want to pick up their cords the day of graduation, can they?
If you're not local, please reach out to commencement at CSUSB. What we can do is we can try to figure out another way of you receiving them, but please note we can't distribute them until after grad days.
Do they announce majors at minors along with the major, or just the major?
When you walk across the stage, it is just your major.
I'll clear all the questions. Cool. You can access the Career Center after graduation. So they'll do additional services. It is recommended to do it while you're on campus before graduation, but you can do it after graduation as well. You will need to get an alumni email address to re-sign up for Handshake, as that's the only way to sign up for services at the Career Center. Plus, after graduation, you might not have a parking pass and you have to pay for parking. So if you do get an opportunity to take advantage of that before graduation, it might be more beneficial. Yes, you will be notified if you do not get the regular grant. Typically, we'll email all the ones that are selected, and then we'll follow an email with those who are not selected as well. Guest parking is free at graduation. The registration's the 28th or 29th, Avenue.
It is the 29th, so that might be an error. Let me see what day. Is that a Sunday? Yeah, it's going to be the 29th. Thank you for that. We'll reach out to our tech to make sure that that's fixed.
Number of tickets will be announced once registration closes. So the Office of Special Events will email everybody their specific numbers. It will be based on availability of space. If you're finishing in the fall, your total GPA, I believe they mean like if their credits count towards them graduating. The grad check basically checks if you pass all your classes, you're pretty much, if you're taking the classes that you need to graduate this semester, then it puts you in the eligibility to graduate.
And I believe on their grad checks, and Sergio, correct me if I'm wrong, on your grad checks, you also like note which term you plan on finishing your degree, and then your grad check kind of checks to see if that is the case, and then if that's the case, then you're eligible to participate in commencement.
Yes. So the grad check basically just tells them fall 25, and these are the classes that you have left to complete. Or if it'll show everything's in progress, if everything is just good to go, then, but if you happen to fail one of those classes, then you wouldn't be graduating because that was one of the classes that you needed to graduate.
For commencement, I would have to register for 1213 for special education.
I kind of answered that already.
Okay.
This is the one where we made it easy for y'all. So as soon as you press the grad one stop and you click to register, your respective college is already picked out for you. Now, if you notice that something looks a little funky and something's not right, please reach out to us. You can always email us, give us a call, or even stop by. We have a computer here in our office. If you want to register at that computer, you're more than welcome to. But we've made it easy for you, so we're taking out the guessing work for you.
Yeah, GPA cords are basically based on the GPA prior to the fall semester. And yes, you can wear any cap and gown as long as it's black. Yeah, I'm not sure what somebody asked about their email that they got from an advisor. I would contact the registrars directly for those specific questions. If you're getting the email to register for commencement, then that means your grad check was approved, correct?
I'll let Sergio answer that
Oh,
because
yes.
those are two different things. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be the grad check and then the commencement email are two different things. The grad check is just letting you know, hey, we've completed our process. This is what you have left to complete in order to graduate for fall 25. But commencement will send something otherwise if you were eligible for commencement.
All right, I think I cleared all the questions.
All right, everyone, that is the conclusion of today's grad web prep webinar. Thank you all for attending. This recording will be sent to you to your student email in your senior newsletter, and it'll also be added to the Grad Days website. See you all at Grad Days. Have a great day. Thank you.